welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about campers. The worst part about these campers: leaks, roof rot, all this good stuff. All right, so let me tell you about something here. This is silicone that I put on years ago. It still has flexibility, still sitting there. This is 8 years old. This is a silicone that somebody else put on. I don't even know what the hell this crap is, but it dries up, it gets hard, it cracks, it separates. If you're gonna buy a camper, let's say it has no leaks, great for you. Look at the roof, look at the corners of the roof and these areas here. These are known. Look at this area down here. Someone put this really crappy stuff on here. Look at, it's not doing anything. The water's still getting in there. I mean, this one doesn't have a leak that I know of, but so what you want to do, if you're so inclined, use a heat gun, scrape all of this off of here. It's useless, it's crap. Get some of this. It has to be 100% silicone. That's what you want. This one is permanent weatherproof, lifetime guarantee. This is probably what I used on this camper years ago. So there's another option. If you don't, I mean, there's a lot of scraping. I mean, can you imagine? I spent hours scraping the top side of this just to put silicone on it. But had I known about rolled adhesive roof patch, I would have done it differently. So let me show you that. All right, so I'm not promoting any kind of brand. I'm not getting paid by these people. This just happens to be what I bought. I believe I bought it off of Amazon. 4 inches by 50 foot. This will do 4 of these campers at least. I think they're only about 8 foot wide or so. Maybe what, I think I want to say 50 bucks. You know, not that expensive. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep this surface, and I'm not gonna do this camper. I'm gonna do a worse one than this, one that's inside my garage because I can't even bring it outside. So let's go in there, we'll look at it, we'll talk about prepping the surface and laying some of this stuff on top of it instead of scraping all the crap that someone else put on there. All right, here's a good example. This is a trailer I bought. I like this. I want to keep this trailer. It's a toy hauler, but there's so much rot that the screws won't even hold that back in place. I could probably caulk this, but I don't know how much it would get. I mean, it would go into the crack, but how much would it hold? It probably wouldn't. It's so dirty, and for me to wash this and clean it, it would just leak inside the camper. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to scrub it and wipe it off with a towel just to prep it. I'm gonna get some Dawn and a clean rag, and we're gonna try to prep this. It looks like the tape that I have, 4 inches, is gonna make it on both surfaces, so there's no question of getting in there. And then I'm probably going to wrap it around this edge just a little bit, because as you can see right here, that's not good. So all right, I'm gonna do some prep work. I'll probably film the camera a little bit again and show you what I'm doing. All right, so we're back. I tried a little sample just to make sure it was going to do what I wanted it to do before I turned on the camera. So what we've got here is Dawn and a Scrub Daddy, a shameless plug. I'm not getting paid, don't worry. Just scrub this. Just give it a little bit of a bath. And then we're going to go up here. Give this same thing. I want to try to prep the surface of all the dry, maybe the flaking material, whatever's on there. If the surface of the rubber is chalking, I want to get all that gone so that everything can stick. And because I have leaks, I want to wring this out pretty good. Off camera, I'm probably going to go over this again with some fresh water just to make sure there's no contaminants in it. And then when I come back, I'm going to roll out some of that tape. Yeah, I know I said I wasn't gonna film me doing this a second time, but it's worth a mention. The second time gets a lot more dirt off. Look at the difference. Maybe not toward the first side, but the second side, when the dirt had gathered in the buckets, it had spread it all over. So I think it's important to do it a second time. As far as adhesive is concerned, you really want it clean. You want that tape to stick. You don't want to take a chance. So I'm wiping down everything. I'm even going over the edge. I'm doing this, going over the edge, because my tape is going to go over that edge. So, all right, I'm going to dry it, come back, put some tape on. All right, so I'm using a heat gun. You don't want to sit too long in one spot. All I want to do is warm the area. It's only about mid-50s out today, springtime, wet weather. I want to make sure I get most, if not all, of the moisture out of here before I apply that tape. So as you can see, I'm constantly moving. I don't want to stay in any spot too long. And if you want, you can take the back of your hand and feel it. But I'm going to do this across the trailer just to make sure I've got, most of the moisture out of it still. All right, folks, I really can't film this and do it at the same time, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the backing off. I'm going to follow this groove in the camper all the way along it. It'll put us 50% on, 50% off. Let's see if I can peel this back. Okay, so basically there is what we're looking at. Following that groove and putting it on both sides, overlapping the end so it goes down. Now I'll get it started and see if I can shoot some video. All right, here's a shot of the corner that I just did. And what I'm doing right now is it is already laid out all across the camper in that groove, and it's stuck on the other side. I peeled a little corner back and stuck it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just working my way back, and I'm gonna pull this is the backing, I'm gonna pull it out from underneath of it. You can see it right there. And then as I'm pulling it, my other hand would normally be putting it down on this groove, putting it in place. Now I'm going to smooth it across, and that's going to seal up everything. Now I'm going to do some of this without the camera and then come back and show you how I finished it, or how it came out, I guess. All right, here we go. That's the final finished product. I did use a little bit of a heat gun on there just because of the temperature today, but you can barely see it from the ground, barely tell it's there. And this stuff is so sticky, you've really only got one shot with it. If it touches and it's not where you want it, you might not get it back up again. So again, I'm not getting paid by these people. I'm just letting you know this is what I bought from Amazon, and it's a great product. Okay, now I've got to do the front, or the back of the trailer, I should say. I'll look for my next video.